Hello students, welcome back. Now we'll be discussing the concept of rank of a matrix, which is extremely important from examination point of view. This topic is dependent on the concept of elementary row operations. So until and unless you have understood that concept, you won't be able to attempt questions on rank. We shall also discuss the various properties of rank of a matrix, and then we shall see how to evaluate the rank. So let's begin. Okay, so now we have another important concept, that is the rank of a matrix. A number R is called the rank of an M cross N matrix if every square submatrix of order R plus 1 or more is singular and there exists at least one square submatrix of order R which is non-singular. So just note down these words. Every square, number of rows is equal to number of columns. Every square submatrix of order R plus 1 or more is singular. Singular means determinant is 0. And there exists at least one square submatrix of order R which is non-singular, means determinant is non-zero. Thus, the rank of a matrix is the order of the highest order non-singular square submatrix. So, what do we mean by this? You will say the rank of a matrix, suppose we have an M cross N matrix, we will say that the rank of that particular matrix is a number R provided we are able to find out at least one square submatrix of order R which is non-singular and every square submatrix of order R plus 1 or more is singular. Things will be clearer once we discuss the examples. Now first of all the question we have is the rank of the matrix this is. Now see, first of all this is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Just note down one more thing here, that in order to find out the rank of the matrix, though you will be searching for a square submatrix, but it is not necessary that initially the matrix that is given to you is square. It can be any M cross N matrix. Okay, so this we have is a square matrix by chance, 3 cross 3 matrix, and it is in fact a diagonal matrix. You can see the non-diagonal elements are all zeros and the diagonal entries are 4, 3 and 5. Now the easiest way is, first of all, just find out the determinant of such a matrix whenever you need to find out the rank. Now one more thing here is, in case of diagonal matrix, in order to find out the determinant, you can directly multiply the diagonal elements and that will give you the determinant. So this is whatever it is 60 and this is non-zero. Clearly the determinant is non-zero and therefore this is the 3 cross 3 matrix and therefore rank of A matrix is 3. Since we have been able to find out a square submatrix which is non-singular, and in fact this is the matrix which is the highest ordered matrix which is non-singular, right? There does not exist any other square submatrix of order more than this which is non-singular. So clearly the rank of this matrix is 3. Now the next question says the rank of this matrix is. Now again, what did I tell you, that first of all just find out the determinant. So once we find out the determinant, we see that determinant is coming out to be 0. Just see here, 25 minus 24 minus 2, then I have 20 minus 18 plus 3, 16 minus 15. So this is 1 minus 4 plus 3 which is 0. So since the determinant is coming out to be 0, we'll have to search for a 2 cross 2 submatrix, square submatrix which is non-singular. So you can directly see it clearly, this matrix is non-singular. 5 5 is 25 minus 24 is 1, so determinant is non-zero. So 5 6 4 5. There exists this matrix which is non-singular and therefore rank of A is 2. Since we have been able to find out a square submatrix which is non-singular and now every other submatrix of order more than r or more than 2, that is obviously 3, is singular. Since determinant is 0, so this matrix is singular. Okay, so now that we have discussed 2 examples based on rank, now I will be telling you the general method of how exactly should you proceed while you are supposed to find out the rank of a matrix. So whenever you are supposed to find out the rank, so first of all, the basic thing is that you are to use the elementary row or column operations, and your first aim should be to reduce the given matrix using the elementary row or column operations in this form. That is, try to produce a 1 at the first place, that is at the 1/1th place, and then try to form zeros in the first column. All the elements except the one at the 1/1th place should be all zeros. Then try to reduce your matrix in this form. This is 1, then again all zeros, then I have a star, 1, zeros elsewhere, and so on. So what does that mean? That your aim should be to reduce the given matrix in a triangular form. That is, you will try to form all ones at the ith place. That is, all the elements aii should be ones, and all elements below aii should be zeros. And here star denotes it can be any element, be it 0 or non-zero. That means you will try to produce 1 at the aiith place, that is, all these elements would be 1, below these elements all zeros, and at these places you can have any element, be it 0 or non-zero. And another important thing to note here is that once you produce a 1 here and you form all zeros at the remaining places in the first column, just forget the first row. That means you are not supposed to use the first row ever then in applying elementary row or column operations. Similarly, when you produce a 1 here and zeros in this column at these places, just forget your second row and do not utilize this row in producing a 1 here or these zeros here. If you do so, then this might disturb the zeros that you have already produced. So just forget these rows once you apply the elementary row and column operations. And another thing that I've already told you is that whenever you are supposed to find out the rank of a matrix, whenever you are given a question, first try to figure out whether the given matrix is singular or non-singular. That is, if it is non-singular, that is, its determinant is non-zero, then the rank of the matrix would be equal to the order of the matrix itself. That is, if you are given a 3 cross 3 matrix and you find out the determinant and you get it as non-zero, then the rank of that particular matrix would be 3 only. Now we have certain important properties of rank of a matrix. The rank of the null matrix is not defined, and the rank of every non-null matrix is greater than or equal to 1. Now this is something quite obvious. If we have a null matrix is one in which all the elements are zeros, and therefore we cannot really define the rank of that matrix because we won't be able to find out any square submatrix which is non-singular. And the rank of every non-null matrix is greater than or equal to 1. This is also quite obvious. If you have a non-null matrix, any matrix, say 1, 2, I have this matrix, then I can easily find out one square submatrix which is non-singular, and the rank would obviously be at least 1. Even if you have a single element, this is also a matrix, rank is 1, and this is non-null of order 1 and the rank is also 1. So the rank would be at least 1 or more than that. The rank of matrix is same as the rank of its transpose. So rank of A is equal to rank of A transpose. The ranks of transpose of a matrix is same as the original matrix, as the rank of original matrix. elementary transformations do not alter the rank of a matrix. This is extremely important. This is why elementary row transform or column operations are extremely useful, because they do not have any effect on the rank of a matrix. The rank of a matrix remains same even if you apply elementary row transformations, because they do not change the singular matrix into a non-singular, or non-singular will not become singular as a result of elementary transformations. So the concept of rank is extremely important, and you can expect good amount of questions on the basis of this concept. So I hope by now you must have understood the concept of rank. Do focus on this topic, because as I've already told you, it is extremely important from examination point of view. You can expect at least one question in the exam from this topic.